Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain what do you mean by alternating series, what is the alternating series, and how to check the behavior of this type of series. Now what is the alternating series? Any series of the form A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 plus A5 and so on plus minus 1 to the power n plus 1 an. This is an alternating series having the alternate signs, right? So here we are having a series with terms a1, a2, a3, a4 and so on, but with alternate signs. The first term sign is positive, the second term has the negative sign, third term again positive, fourth term have the negative sign and so on. So we are having a series of the form a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus a4 and so on. This is an alternating series and we have to check the behavior of this type of series. For example, if you write the series of the form this is an alternating series with first term 1, second term half, third term 1 by 3, fourth term 1 by 4 and so on, and with having alternate signs. So this is an alternating series. We have to check the behavior of this type of series. So we will check the behavior of this series with the help of alternating series test. So now just see what is an alternating series test. What this test says that this is also called Leibniz test. So this test says that the series of the form this series converges if it satisfying the following condition. Now what are these conditions? The first condition is the terms should be positive. This is true for every n. The second condition is the terms are decreasing, means an plus 1 is less than equal to an, and this is true for every n greater than equal to some positive integer n naught, right? It means very few terms may not satisfying this condition, and after leaving that finite terms the sequence behavior is decreasing, right? And the third condition is the limit of the nth term is 0. So if any series of this form means alternating series, if it's satisfying these three conditions, then the alternating series always converge. If one of the condition fail, then this series is not convergent. Now just see how, see the proof of this theorem. In the proof we will assume that let the sequence terms are decreasing for all n greater than equals to 1. Okay, so first of all we assume that n is even. Let's suppose n is even integer. If your n is even, we can put n to be as some 2m, right? And we can find out the sum of first n terms, means first 2m terms. So this denotes the sum of first 2m terms. Now what will be this? It will be a1, then negative sign, minus a2, then positive, then negative. So from here what we observe that for the even terms the sign is negative, for the odd terms the sign is positive. So at last it is a sum of first two m terms. It means the sign of the last term, which is the even term, its sign will be negative. So we are having the sum of first 2m terms will be a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus a4 and so on plus a2m minus 1 minus a2m. Okay, now we can take common minus to be common from these two terms. So we will have this is a2 minus a3. Again, from next two terms, take minus to be common, you will have a4 minus 5 and so on. You will have this a2m minus 2, a2m minus 1 minus a2m. So we can write the sum of first 2m terms as this. Now just see, since each term is positive and decreasing, so therefore the value of the term in the bracket, it is always positive. Since your a2 is greater than equals to a3, so a2 minus a3, clearly it will be positive. Similarly, a4 minus a5 will be positive, and so on. All these terms are positive numbers and we are subtracting this positive number from the term a1, right? It means the sum of first two m terms will be clearly less than equal to a1, because we are subtracting some positive numbers from the term a1. So this sequence is bounded above by the number a1. Okay, so now just write down this. Since an is greater than equals to an plus 1 for all n, okay, so every term in the bracket, clearly it is positive, and so on. Okay, so we are subtracting some positive numbers from a1. This implies that s2m is less than equal to a1, and this is true for every m. Okay, so this implies your sequence of these even numbers, this is always bounded above by the number a1. So our sequence is bounded above by the number a1. Okay, now next we can check the difference of these two terms. The sum of first 2m plus 2 terms minus sum of first 2m terms will be what? Substitute the value of this will be what? a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus a4 and so on, minus a2m plus a2m plus 1 minus a2m plus 2 minus a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus a4 and so on, minus a2m. So when you subtract this minus this, you will get these terms are cancel out. You will left with a2m plus 1 minus a2m plus 2. Again, both these terms are positive, and by using the second condition, that sequence is decreasing, so this term should be greater than equals to this term. So this implies this difference is greater than equals to 0, which implies that s2m is less than equal to s2m plus 2. So which further implies that your sequence s2m, this is increasing, right? So we are having this sequence of partial sums which is increasing and bounded above by the number a1. So we can apply non-decreasing sequence over theorem over here, and we can say that this sequence is convergent, right? So by non-decreasing sequence theorem, the sequence s2m is convergent. Say it converges to L, means the limit of m approaching to infinity of s to m, say it is L, right? Now if your n is odd, okay, so what will be the sum of first two m plus 1 terms? It will be the sum of first two m terms plus a2m plus 1, right? So this implies that a2m plus 1 can be written as s2m plus 1 minus s2m, okay? Or from here also you can find out the limit. When you take limit m approaching to infinity to both sides, what will happen? You will have that s2m plus 1 the limit m going to infinity is the same as that limit m going to infinity s2m plus the limit m going to infinity a2m plus 1, right? Now this is approaching to L, so we can substitute the value of this as L. This term is going to 0 by the condition third, that its nth term is approaching to 0 whenever n is going to infinity. So this is nothing but the nth term, because your m is going to infinity. This is same as that you can write an plus 1. So this nth term is approaching to 0 as your n is going to infinity, so we can put 0 over here. So what is the limit of s2m plus 1? It is again L, right? This is again L. So the sequence, this sequence is also convergent, and it converges to the same number L as m approaching to infinity. So it means whether your n is even or your n is odd, in any case the sequence of partial sums is convergent and it converges to the same number L, right? So this implies what? Your series is convergent. Okay, so the sequence of partial sums, it is converging to L for all n, whether n is even or n is odd. In each case this sequence of partial sums is convergent and converging to L, right, as n approaching to infinity. So this implies what? The given series, this is convergent, right? So in alternating series which satisfying the three conditions is always convergent, right? So this is our alternating series test. Now just see with the help of an example. Let's suppose we have to check the behavior of the series this. Now this is an alternating series with first term 1 minus half plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 5 and so on, right? So we need to check all the three conditions. If all the three conditions are satisfied, then we will say by using the alternating series test the given series is convergent. Now this is our nth term, so this clearly this is strictly greater than 0 for all n varying from 1 2 3 and so on. Okay, so the first condition is satisfied. Now you check the next condition, that an minus an plus 1. So what will be this? You can take its LCM, you can simplify this. Now this is 1 upon n into n plus 1. Clearly it is greater than equals to 0. So which implies an is greater than equal to an plus 1, and this is true for every n varying from 1 2 3 and so on. So the sequence is decreasing. And the third condition, the limit n going to infinity of 1 by n, clearly it is 0. So all the three conditions of alternating series test are satisfied. So by using alternating series test the given series is convergent. Okay, so what we have, since it satisfies all the three conditions of alternating series test, so therefore the given series minus 1 to the power n plus 1 upon n, this is convergent, right? Now just see one more example. Let's suppose we have to check the behavior of ln n by n minus 1 to the power n plus 1, where n is varying from 1 to infinity. Let's suppose we have to check the behavior of this series. Again the terms are ln n by n. Clearly they are greater than 0 for every n varying from 1 2 3 and so on. Secondly, you can check the decreasing behavior with the help of function. You can write this as a function and you can check its derivative. So clearly this derivative is negative for every n varying greater than e. So our sequence is decreasing. Now the third, when you find out the limit of ln by, so this will be 0. This is infinity by infinity, so you can apply the L'Hopital rule and you will get this is 0. So all the three conditions are satisfied, right? So this implies by alternating series test the given series is convergent. Okay, so now just see one more example. Let's suppose we have to check the behavior of the series this. So we have to check the behavior of this series. Now just see clearly the terms are positive for every n varying from 1 to 3 and so on. But what is the difference of these two? So you will have this is minus n minus when you, this is negative, which implies your an is less than an plus 1, right? It means your terms are increasing. Also the limit of nth term, this is infinity. So since the conditions are not satisfied, right? The conditions are not satisfied. Conditions of alternating series test are not satisfied. Thus, the given series is divergent, right? So in this way, we can check the behavior of alternating series. If all the three conditions are satisfied, then the given series is convergent, otherwise not.